Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon. I wanted to come on this afternoon and share something with you. Words of inspiration, encouragement, and wisdom. Inspiration, encouragement, and wisdom. Because throughout life, we learn about ourselves and other people and how to function out here in life. I wanted to share about this subject that came to my mind. Starve out your enemy. Starving out your enemies. I was having a conversation with one of my nieces. And I'm going to go deep into what we were talking about, but it resulted in my response to her. You got to starve your enemies. See, the way you starve your enemies, this is something that I had to learn from my late husband. He said, I don't care how good they do or how bad they do. You never respond. Stop responding to your enemy. You already know. You already know who's with you and who's against you. The majority of the time. But there's also some people who you think are with you, but they not. You got to learn. That's all of us. When I say this, I'm talking about all of us. We have to learn how to starve out the enemy, our personal enemies, people who pretend to stand with you, people who want you to believe that they are in the corner with you 100%, but every time you turn around, they doing something to hurt or belittle or take you down. That is your enemy, whether you want to face that thing or not. Because just like there are friends in the world, there are enemies in the world. And then sometimes if you've got a person in your life that's just trying to correct you, want to see good for you, and don't want to see you make mistakes in life, which we all are going to make, that's not an enemy. That's a person that cares. I'm talking about those individuals who will break their necks to try to make you look bad, to try to go at you in a certain way and bring you down. See, even scripture warns us about enemies. You do not feed your enemy. Stop feeding them. Stop responding to every little thing somebody has to say about you. You find a word that every time, and I've told this to my daughter and other young women in my family, young men too, in my family, and that I meet along the way. Hey, you have to find one word to deal with your enemy. Mine is, okay, I don't care what they say. The only word I have for my enemy is okay. But you got to do that as an individual thing. So, see, many of us think that everybody come around us is our friend. Sometimes you got frenemies, not friends. They pretend to be your friend, but they really your enemy. They pretend to be walking with you, but they really not. They are just there to gain information, retrieve information about your life, and take it out there and work with people who are working against you. This is a real subject that we need to take heed to. You really, whether you want to admit it or not, you got some frenemies. And they've been in your life for a long time. And they've been telling you everything that somebody else said about you. But they never told you what they said about you. See, when someone is your friend, I'm talking about true friend. Guess what? They don't defend you. They don't have to defend you while you're looking at them. They defend you when you got your back turned. They defend you while you got your back turned. That's a friend. But a frenemy, someone who's pretending to be a friend, but they really your enemy, everything somebody says about you, they never defend you. They never stand up on your behalf. But see, we want to play with that thing. That's why we got so much beef going on all the time. Family members fighting against family members. People, long-term friends fighting against other long-term friends. People just fighting against each other. Beef all the time. And half the time, the information that you could be receiving from somebody, that person may have not even said what your true enemy said that they said. But the best way to stop all of that, stop giving oxygen to them. Stop giving oxygen to your enemies. And you can say, and I can say, well, where we want to say, but sometimes we give them oxygen. How do you give oxygen to your enemy? You keep responding to every little thing they do. They need a reaction out of you. They need a reaction. You giving them what they want. As my late husband would say, and he was a pastor of over 32 plus years, he would tell me, you can't always have a comeback for somebody that's trying to set you back. Once it's been revealed to you, because God is the one do the revealing. Once it's been revealed to you that this is who this person is, let me tell you, you need to make a solid decision that I can't mess with that no more. I can't have that in my life no more. See, I always say this, and it is true. From my perspective, communication is one of the most powerful tools that we have. It really is. But it depends on us how we're going to use it. Are you going to use it to help yourself or hurt yourself? Help others or hurt others? Because sometimes those words that people say about you or to you, they can hurt for a long period of time. And sometimes some people don't realize the pain that they're causing people. But once you do realize that, you need to say to yourself, I don't want to be like that. I don't want to treat someone like that. But until you as individuals can do that, you will continue to do it. We all know that. But my wish and my desire is that people stop feeding the enemy. You know your enemies. You do. It's been revealed to you. So you can acknowledge it or not. It's totally up to you. It's totally up to me. Because the more you feed them, in other words, the more you respond, the more oxygen you're going to give to the dishonesty that they're sharing about you. If I know something is not true, hey, I don't care. As long as it's not factual, you can't research up on that thing and say that's facts on that. I don't have nothing to do with that. But see, a lot of our problem is we don't want rejection. Let me tell you, I'm cool with rejection. I am so cool with rejection. Because when someone rejects you, you don't have to ask, you do not have to worry about them asking you for nothing. If you don't want to be a part of my life, I'm cool with that. Just make sure that that's what you don't want to do. Because I'm cool with rejection. And that is, when you get to that point, guess what? You're going to do better. You're going to feel better. You're going to open yourself up to better. Nobody on this earth is perfect. Nobody. We all have shortcomings. Every last one of us. But when you deliberately set out to destroy somebody, karma is real. It really is. People want to play with it like it's a toy. Karma is real. Because when it come back to you, see, I ain't got nothing to do with that. When somebody do something to you, that's on them. You don't got nothing to do with that. What is all the beefing about with one another? Tearing each other down for what? How is that going to benefit you? How? Because it does not benefit me to hurt somebody else deliberately, to tell a lie on somebody. And you know what you're saying is not true when you start saying it. When you first start spewing that lie out your mouth, you know it's not true. And you know what? A lot of the people that hear it, they know it's not true. But people will sit back and let you feed them a lie about somebody else because it makes them feel good. It makes them feel good. Stop giving oxygen to the enemy. Stop validating the dishonesty that they're trying to speak over your life. If something is not factual, stop responding. And when you see them, when you see your enemies, you don't have to blow up. Pick one word. My favorite word is okay. I don't care how good of a job they doing, how bad of a job they doing, how they sound good and they verbiage, or different circumstances. But see, the thing about it is we don't like to face real life. We don't like to face life head on. We want to sugarcoat everything and cover up everything with something else. Basically, band-aiding things. Real life issues. Okay. And guess what your enemy will say when they see you? I don't care where they see you. All she gonna do is say okay. But that's just my word. You got to find something that helps you to stand and keep going without trying to always explain yourself. Because when you start feeding your enemy and you start giving them oxygen, all they're going to do is keep finding stuff to keep you upset. That's it. Starve them out. Starve your enemy to death. Stop all that conversating with people who God had already showed you. They do not have your best interest in mind. I mentioned it the other day, and I'll say it again today. You got people sitting on the front row of your life clapping for you. They really not with you. That's a fact. That's a fact. If I hadn't experienced it, I couldn't tell you that. They sitting on the front row in your life, in my life, clapping for you. But they really not with you. Some of those people clapping got a knife in their hand. Some of those people that are clapping got some ugly words on their tongue. Some of those people that's clapping do not want to see you go to that next level. They just stand close enough to you so that when the time is right, they can destroy you like they want to. See, we don't like real talk. We don't like real talk. For some reason, we just don't like real talk. Things that's going to make you think. Things that's going to make you look at life and people different. Because guess what? If you can always bring something to me that somebody else said, what did you say? That made that person so comfortable to keep talking to you. That's a question that only you can answer. Only you can answer that. Who's got your number? And whose number do you have? Understand me? Who's got your number? And whose number do you have? In other words, who have you found out that really wasn't real with you? And who found out that you really wasn't real with them. Who's got your number? And whose number do you have? See, some people just packing confusion, that's all. They don't have nothing else for you. Every time you see them, it's going to be something negative. Why consume yourself with that? Out of all the things happening in life, guess what? I don't need one more negative thing in my life. Not one. I'm on that positive mode. I know life happens. I know things happen in life. But I surely do not need to add something in my life that don't need to be there. Like negative people. Mean-spirited people. Destructive people. People that know they are not wanting the best for you. That's real talk. That's real conversations that you need to have with yourself and other people that you love. Stop getting caught up in chaos. Stop always being a part of some kind of beef. Like the young folks say, you can miss me on that one. But you got to move. You got to step easy and move light. You got to do that. Because until you do that, you're going to always be looking for something that's really not there in people who are really not with you. That's a fact. That you cannot get anything out of an empty vessel. And when people are empty, only thing they keep in their head is you and how they're going to misuse you to get to what they want, where they want, and get what they want. And that's the truth. Starve your enemies out and keep moving. Find that word that you can use for your enemies. Okay? Think about whose number you got and who's got your number. Because enemies are real. The enemies are real. It's not a fake thing. It's a real thing. Some of us are stagnated still today because we've been keeping ourselves surrounded by people we thought was with us. People who always bringing back what somebody else said. You got that much information what somebody else said. What did you say? What did you say? Because you're not my friend if you can't protect me when I got my back turned. Not when I'm looking at you. I'm talking about when I got my back turned. That's how you prove friendship. That's how friendship and kinship is tested. How do you see me when I got my back turned? How do you protect me when I don't hear the conversations that you hear about me? Because if you're not saying anything, that means you really are not my friend. You my friend of me. You my friend in my face and you my enemy behind my back. And this is how, again, all this beef keep going. In family units, in friendships, in relationships. Half time, that's why people can't stay married no more. Can't stay in a relationship no more. Because they busy listening to what everybody's saying on the outside and never talk to one another. And that's a fact. That's a fact. Any relationship takes two people. Just two people. Marriage, whatever, two people dating, whatever. One more person factored into that. That's no longer a relationship because you got one too many people in it. Because that one person can destroy a good relationship. That one person can destroy a good marriage. That one person can destroy a good friendship. That one person who does nothing but create division. That's real life. That really happens. And you will find out. You wake up one morning and say, what happened? What happened? And sometimes everything has been destroyed in great relationships, in relationships that God brought together, because you factored in one person too many into that relationship. And everything that you thought about building has been destroyed. If you with somebody, should be just you and that person talking. Everybody else, that just wasted calories. Anybody always got something to add to your relationship? Let me tell you something. You have to look at it like this. I got to be strong in this relationship. I have to maintain integrity in this relationship. I have to make sure that I'm always open-minded in this relationship. And that means any relationship that you are in is some things that you have to bring to a relationship. But confusion and strife is not one of them. It's really not. It's really not. How does it benefit you to say something ugly and mean about somebody who thinks or believes that you are their friend? They think you really are. How does that benefit you? It doesn't. And down the road, as I said earlier, karma is real. It is real. I'm going to use a scenario. Someone asked me, not really asked, but said to me, basically telling me, you don't have all those, I heard you don't have all those degrees that you say you have. I say, well, hey, you don't have to believe me. You go right down there to University of Houston. They'll let you, just whatever you got to do. If you think you can access it. Because I'm not going to bring you to my house to show you my office area, because that ain't nobody's business. I don't have to prove nothing to nobody. I know that I have 3 degrees, but that's my business. See, that's what I'm talking about. And the person that said this got it from a person that I never would have thought would have said that. Somebody who know that I really do have them. Because guess what? You think that people are really with you sometime, and they really not. So now I don't care where I see that person. How you doing, Electra? I just waved. I don't have nothing else. See, that's how you got it. Once you find out where people are, you don't have to be mean. Even when people do something to you, you don't have to let them know, somebody told me you said this. No. See, my actions are going to become different towards you when you do that. I'm not going to be mean to you. I'm just going to speak and keep moving. That's a lesson for us all. When you know what you know, why are you worried about something that somebody else is making up about you? It's crazy. It's crazy. But I'm not going to hold you long. I wanted to just get on here and just share that with you this evening. Please, whatever you do, stop feeding your enemy. Starve them to death. Starve them. I don't care how good they do, how bad they do, you have no response. None. But it's on you. Tag, you're it. Have a good afternoon. Bye-bye.